What if the very best version of you isn't something you need to build, but something you just need to uncover?
Hmm.
Today on the deep dive, we're peeling back the layers on a really fascinating framework. It suggests your greatest strengths are, well, already within you, just waiting to be ignited.
Yeah, and our deep dive today is based on The Power of Character Strengths
Mm-hmm.
by Ryan Niemiec and Bob McGrath. And this isn't just, another self-help book.
Right.
It's actually been hailed as the most scientifically valid and useful book on character strengths to date, which really sets it apart.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're diving into. Our mission for you today is to not just understand what these character strengths are, but why they're so important for your well-being.
Uh-huh.
And maybe most importantly, we're going to show you how you can start identifying them, flexing them in your daily life, transforming everything from mundane tasks to really tough challenges.
Think of it as your personal shortcut.
Yeah, to truly understanding what makes you tick and what makes the people around you shine. So let's unpack this.
Okay. So at its core, this framework offers a crucially needed roadmap to thriving and living life to the fullest.
A roadmap, I like that.
Yeah. And instead of constantly focusing on what might be wrong with us, our faults, flaws, failings, it shifts our entire perspective
To what's right.
to what's inherently right and powerful within us. It's a scientifically validated approach, really aimed at boosting your well-being and even helping fight against depression. It's kind of a game changer for how we view personal growth.
It really sounds like a foundational shift moving away from that deficit model
Exactly.
and the system they use to identify these strengths. It's called the VIA classification, right?
That's the one. It pinpoints 24 positive personality traits, things like kindness, curiosity, perseverance.
Familiar things.
Right. But these aren't just vague good qualities. They're seen as clear pathways to a fulfilling life. And they're organized under 6 broader virtues: wisdom, courage, humanity, justice, temperance, and transcendence.
Okay, 6 virtues, 24 strengths. And what's truly remarkable, you were saying, is how universal these are.
They really are. I mean,
Yeah.
they were identified by 55 scientists who looked across countries and cultures.
What?
They even spoke with the Maasai tribe in Kenya and the Inuit in northern Greenland.
No kidding.
Yeah. And it's wild to think, before the mid-2000s, there was essentially no common language for talking about what's best in people.
Huh, never thought about that.
But now, with the VIA classification that was developed in 2004, we have that shared language. We can easily describe, say, the bravery and perseverance of our coworker, or the creativity and kindness of our child.
It gives us words for it.
Exactly. And this has completely spurred the development of a community of practitioners all over the world: coaches, counselors, educators.
It sounds like a real movement. And speaking of accessibility, a lot of this is championed by the VIA Institute on Character itself.
Right.
They make it easy for people to find their own strengths.
They do. The VIA Institute is the nonprofit behind all this work, and they offer a free VIA survey online. Get this. Someone completes that survey every 15 seconds somewhere in the world.
Every 15 seconds. That's incredible.
It just shows you the global reach and the impact this idea is having.
Okay, so one really important distinction the book makes, and I think this is key for all of us listening, is between big and little ways these strengths show up.
Mm-hmm.
We often think of like big C, creativity, Van Gogh painting Starry Night, right? Or big L, leadership, a president leading a nation.
Right, the monumental stuff.
Yeah, but the book really focuses on the small C, everyday creativity, maybe finding a new route home to beat the traffic.
Or small leadership, like just organizing your friends for an evening out.
Can you give us another quick example? How might one of these small strengths show up without someone even realizing it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about someone using small p perseverance.
Okay.
It's not about, running a marathon or finishing some huge month-long project. It could just be sticking with a tricky recipe until it tastes right.
Ah, okay. I do that sometimes.
Or patiently helping your kid with their homework even when they're getting really frustrated, and you are too.
Right.
The authors really emphasize that these little uses are incredibly significant. They build up, they amount to substantial benefits for you, for others, for the community over time. It's those consistent small actions that actually create the big change.
That makes total sense. It's funny, you don't usually pat yourself on the back for avoiding traffic, but this framework suggests even that small win is, well, flexing a strength.
Exactly.
So to really bring this home for everyone listening, let's talk about Hannah's story.
Okay.
She was a middle-aged married woman with 2 children, And she just felt her life was, well, slipping out of control.
Mm.
Her work as a fashion designer felt boring and meaningless. Intimacy in her marriage was lost. She felt generally disconnected, just going through the motions, especially since her mother had passed away. I mean, many of us have felt that sense of being stuck, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely. That feeling of being on autopilot, it's very relatable.
Yeah.
And the catalyst for Hannah was when a friend suggested she take that VIA survey we mentioned.
Okay.
Her first reaction was reluctance. I already know that about me.
Fair enough.
But then she saw her results, her top strengths: kindness, gratitude, honesty, curiosity, humor. And she did a double take.
And this was her aha moment, right? She realized, I want to get my life back. No, I'm going to get my life back. And now I know how?
That was it. The light bulb went on.
And this is where the transformation really started. Hannah began deliberately using these strengths, like focusing on kindness and honesty and communication with her husband, bringing newfound humor into her work interactions, letting curiosity drive her search for new designs, using gratitude and humor with her sons. It wasn't just knowing them, it was actively using them.
And the ripple effect was just profound. Her energy increased, she felt she had purpose again, and her family even got involved. They did their strengths profiles too, leading to clear, positive benefits for everyone.
Wow.
So this story really highlights a core insight from the book. These strengths are valuable whether things are going well.
Right, to celebrate and leverage them.
Exactly. Or when things are going poorly. In tough times, they help us balance struggles, shift focus away from the negative, avoid that harsh self-criticism. They basically become tools for resilience.
Hannah's story really paints a picture of how life-changing this can be. But how do we actually do what Hannah did? To really get a handle on how these strengths play out, let's zoom in on one of the 6 virtues: wisdom.
Okay, wisdom.
This virtue is all about gaining knowledge and using that knowledge effectively to solve problems. It's more than just being smart, isn't it?
Oh, far more. It's about an eagerness to learn, even, like the book says, at the risk of having to accept being wrong.
Ooh, that's a tough one sometimes.
It is. It's about understanding the world, not just for knowledge's sake, but to operate more effectively in it, to make good choices. And within wisdom, there are 5 specific strengths: creativity, curiosity, judgment, love of learning, and perspective.
5 under wisdom. Okay.
So let's spotlight 2 of them to give you a deeper feel: creativity and curiosity.
Okay, let's start with creativity. What is it, really? The book says thinking of new ways to do things.
Right.
But it's not just originality for its own sake. Whatever's created also needs to be useful or adaptable. So, like, writing a blog post of complete gibberish isn't creative in this sense.
Probably not.
But finding that new, more direct route home that avoids traffic, that's that small c creativity. Most of us are capable of this kind of everyday ingenuity, aren't we?
We absolutely are. And creativity is incredibly valuable. It promotes divergent thinking.
Thinking outside the box.
Yeah, thinking of many different ways to solve a problem. It helps resolve practical problems. It builds self-confidence. It can even inspire and motivate followers. Now, it's a stable trait, but it really flourishes in supportive environments. And it can be surprisingly hindered by things like time pressure or self-doubt.
We see this with Juanita L. in the book. She's an artist, does puppet shows for kids. She says, I love to create. Without creativity in my life, I feel like the world would be in black and white. The way I use my creativity is I just go for it each day.
I love that. Go for it.
Right. She turns T-shirts into pot holders, experiments with cooking, decorates walls. And for Juanita, creativity was also a way to cope with being adopted, a sort of protection from feeling isolated.
Wow.
And as an adult, she uses it for problem solving, like helping her son with homework by coming up with 4 or 5 ways he can solve the problem.
Now, like any strength, creativity needs balance. When it's underused, maybe in really closed-off, rigid authoritarian settings, or under intense time pressure, or just due to self-doubt.
You hold back.
Yeah, you hold back. The result can be someone who becomes a bit of a conformist, stifling their own innovative spirit.
And then there's the overuse, right? That can manifest as being the wild-haired thinker with crazy ideas that don't ever pay off.
Right. All ideas, no execution.
Yeah. It can be overwhelming to others and lead to tons of unfinished projects, especially if you're maybe low in perseverance, like Jim S. in college. The book mentions him. He started lots of projects, but didn't make the time to see any of them through. Full of ideas, but nothing materialized.
So the sweet spot, What they call the golden mean for creativity isn't just having brilliant ideas, it's about those ideas actually landing and being useful.
Okay.
The optimal use is something like, I am creative, conceptualizing something useful, coming up with ideas that result in something worthwhile. It means using creativity alongside, maybe, perspective, seeing the bigger picture, and social intelligence monitoring how others are reacting.
So being innovative but also practical and aware.
Exactly. Innovation that connects and delivers.
Okay, next up, under wisdom, curiosity. If you're particularly curious, the book says you have a desire to pursue the new and the different, to explore the complex, the uncertain, and the ambiguous.
It's like being open to new experiences is like a trademark for you. Your mind is on fire with wonder and interest.
Sounds like fun, actually.
It is, and curiosity is incredibly valuable. It's one of the 5 strengths most reliably linked to satisfaction with life.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and also associated with happiness, health, and longevity, and positive social relationships. It helps in seeking and finding greater meaning in life. Embracing new situations often leads to lifelong hobbies and passions. What's fascinating is how much it connects us to the world and to other people.
We see that with George O.C., the IT professional in the book. He was always asking questions, especially about computers. He literally opened it up, looked inside, read everything he could, probably drove people crazy with questions.
Sounds like a true curious type.
Totally. And he's curious about everything. Animals, plants, minerals, planes, sports, pottery, meditation, but especially food and travel. He's genuinely stumped why so many people are uninterested in other people's lives. That's real curiosity in action. It's kind of inspiring.
It is. But like creativity, curiosity also needs that balance.
Yeah.
Its underuse can look like being bored, uninterested, maybe tired, distracted, or just self-involved.
Okay.
It can happen when you're just on autopilot, or maybe actively suppressing curiosity because of, say, an authority figure, or just feeling anxious. And that means you might miss out on chances to engage and learn.
And the overuse. That can
Yeah.
be tricky too, right? It can make you seem nosy or intrusive, maybe make others uncomfortable.
Definitely. And the book warns the internet, it could be particularly dangerous for the overly curious. Endless distraction down the rabbit hole.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Right. And Jade S., the event planner they mentioned, she was called nosy her whole life. It actually helped her get customers sometimes, but she also lost customers too because she would just fire so many questions at people. She didn't quite realize where the boundary was.
Yeah, reading the room is key there.
Absolutely. So the optimal use for curiosity, that golden mean, is I seek out situations where I gain new experiences without getting in my own or other people's way.
Finding that sweet spot.
Yeah, exploring and learning, but also realizing that while questions are part of the ingredients of connecting more, not all questions are appropriate. It's about balance and respect, really.
Okay, so we've understood what these strengths are. We've heard Hannah's amazing story. We've dug into creativity and curiosity. But just knowing your strengths isn't really enough, is it?
Not at all. The key, according to the book, is the use of your character strengths that really matters for boosting your well-being. It's about putting them into action. And that's where the Strengths Builder program comes in. It's a structured 4-step approach designed for daily sustainable practice.
Okay, practical steps. I like it.
Yeah, it moves you from just understanding to actively using your strengths, really embedding them into your life.
So walk us through it. Week 1.
Okay, week 1, the focus is on recognizing and appreciating strengths in others.
Okay, looking outwards first.
Exactly. It means strength spotting in your daily life. Maybe while you're watching TV, reading the news, or just observing people around you, you become a sort of strengths detective.
Done.
And then you learn to actually convey appreciation. For example, saying something like, I see the strength of hope in you. I really value that strength in you. It inspires all of us to be more resilient when times are tough.
So not just noticing, but saying it out loud.
Yes. Seeing the good and acknowledging it makes a difference.
Okay, then week 2.
Week 2 shifts the focus inward to exploring and using your signature strengths, your top ones.
The ones that came up on the survey, maybe?
Exactly. Here, you're encouraged to use your top strengths in a new way each day, pushing beyond how you normally use them.
Give me an example.
Okay, so if kindness is one of your top strengths, and you're usually kind to your family, try being intentionally kind to a coworker you don't know that well.
Stretch it a bit.
Or if curiosity is high for you, and it usually sparks when you try new foods, try being curious by asking more questions of people in your life. Or maybe explore a topic you've never even considered before. The possibilities are, well, pretty limitless once you start looking.
Okay, that makes sense. What about week 3?
By week 3, you're applying your strengths to life challenges. This means directing your strengths not just to overcome your own personal
It
challenges,
is important.
very, but also to benefit other people who are facing a challenge. This might mean moving out of your comfort zone a bit.
Okay.
But this is often where you truly see the transformative impact. Imagine using your perseverance not just for your own goals, but to help a friend through a really tough time.
Using your strength for someone else. Got it. And the final week, week 4.
Week 4 focuses on making strengths a habit. And the key tool here is using implementation intentions.
If-then plans.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
If-then plans for anticipating both opportunities and obstacles and deciding ahead of time how you'll respond using your strengths.
Okay, give me an example of that.
Sure. You might plan. If I hear the project is being set up, that's the opportunity, then I will be brave and ask my coworker if I can help contribute to it. And I will use social intelligence to think about how best to present my case to them.
So you're pre-planning the strength use. Makes it more automatic.
Exactly. Less effortful in the moment, much more likely to happen.
The deeper benefits of this whole program sound pretty immense. It fosters self-care in a really powerful way, contributes to overall well-being.
It really does. The authors argue it's as important to your well-being as other contributors to health, such as a healthy diet, quality sleep, and regular exercise.
That's a big claim.
It is. But it makes sense when you think about it. It actively builds resilience. It helps you thrive, even when things are difficult. You know, Lorna Freestone, a wife and mother mentioned in the book, shared that incorporating strengths helped her find reserves I did not know I had,
Wow.
and find laughters in my darkest moments, and a way to keep hopeful. It's really about building this robust internal system for navigating life, not just, fixing problems as they pop up.
So this whole deep dive, it's really offered you, the listener, a powerful new way of thinking about yourself, your life, the lives of others.
The fundamental shift, isn't it? Moving away from only focusing on problems to actively igniting that wealth of character strength potential that already exists within you.
It's about becoming more of who you already are.
Ex-
So here's something to consider. How might consciously focusing on just one strength you believe you currently underuse, maybe it's creativity in your daily routine, maybe perseverance on a task you keep putting off, how might focusing on that one thing fundamentally change your experience this week? Of the ordinary or even the difficult?
Could embracing just a small, everyday act of a strength you rarely lean on unlock some unexpected joy or resilience that you didn't even know you had?
That's a powerful thought.
And if you're curious now, if you want to explore your own unique blend of strengths, we really do recommend visiting the VIA Institute website. It's www.viacharacter.org.
VIAcharacter.org.
That's it. You can take their free VIA survey there. And they also have more in-depth reports and courses available, for anyone who wants to really fuel your strengths journey even further and deepen their understanding.
Definitely worth checking out.